Good morning, South Florida.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Grab your coffee as we brew up the talk of the day.
From the latest scoop around town
to feel-good stories and messages of hope.
A few jokes and live calling.
Highlighting local businesses.
Discussing hot trends and news stories.
A dash of feel-good nostalgia.
I love those morning cartoons.
Keeping up with upcoming events.
Sometimes trying and delicious foods.
Weekly horoscope updates.
An occasional flying duck.
Some sparkle dust.
Don't forget my bell.
And my wand.
With our brew crew laughing on set.
So grab your coffee, your bagel, donut, or any breakfast as we get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
And don't leave us hanging. Here is a follow. Comment live or call right into the show at 888-994-4995 Studio B.
Whether it's a tip of the day or just to say good morning, we'd love to hear from you.
From Amp Media Production Studio, it's
the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. Freddie, you have to get up. We've got a morning show to do.
Just give me 5 more minutes. Where'd I put my hat?
Come on, Freddie. You don't have time. Get out of bed.
I can never find my hat when I need it.
We'll get the hat at the studio. Let's go. Pour yourself some coffee and get to the studio because it's time for the morning show.
Now, where's my bell?
Welcome to the morning show with Dawn and Freddie S., the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
Sing me sentimental lies or sing me honesty. An instrumental now and then might cut me to the bone. Sing whatever song will take me home. Swing me down to Nashville, sweep me up to Liverpool. Lift me to Laurel Canyon and a blue shade of cool. Where that great big yellow taxi waits for me and me alone. Sing whatever song will take me home. Stream a soulful ballad or a smattering of scat. Something on the cutting edge or something old to hat. A hymn to set the church ablaze or something to atone. Sing whatever song will take me home. Serenade with static on transistor radio. Counting down top 40 on the Casey Kasem show. Spin a strain familiar or a tune I've never known. Sing whatever song will take me home.
And welcome to the morning show on a beautiful, we're already in the middle of May.
We're almost at the end of May.
No, don't say that. The middle, it sounds closer.
Next
than
week is
the end.
Memorial Day.
Would you stop?
I know.
Henrietta, if you came back the way you left, I'm shutting this down. I'm just going home.
Pretty much.
I'm going home. She wants to know why I didn't come in Thursday and Friday.
Why didn't you?
You told me not to.
Well,
I'm the boss now?
She's not the boss.
I'm the boss.
First of all, I never took off 2 days during the week in 18 years.
Really?
2 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Not true.
It is true.
Sarah's wedding? When you went away for your birthday? And when you went
That was a Monday.
And when you went to Tampa. Shall I continue?
That was a Monday.
Friday and Monday.
Hey, listen, you've been gone since Thursday.
Yeah, you too.
Okay, but you went to Paris.
And?
Don't
and
be
you went
throwing
on,
stones.
And you went on a cruise for a week? You want to keep going?
Oh, wow.
Okay, so,
But I'm older than you.
and?
I need more time.
She
Dad
got
ain't
home.
finished cooking. He's cooking me. He ain't finished cooking me yet.
Oh, man. Well, happy Monday, everyone. The studio is still standing. Thank you all that the studio is still here.
You guys left the lights on. Well, not you, because you left the Trigato left the
Yeah.
lights on.
How was last week?
It was good.
It was good?
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, I had fun with Fonzie.
Tell me why.
We hosted the morning show and the midday.
I saw that.
It was fun. It was like feeling the power, like being the host or something.
You did 4 shows, right? 2 on
2 and 2,
Thursday
yeah.
and 2 on
Yeah.
Friday.
Wow.
And on Friday, everybody was wearing a hat, and you put the hat on Max.
Yeah, I had the veil on.
Or the red one?
And then I lifted it. I'm like Sally. I'm lifting the veil.
So what'd you guys talk about?
Oh,
We just
a lot of
chatted,
things.
like
Cartoon stuff.
Yeah, a lot of cartoon animation.
Yeah.
The one interesting thing I remember about all 4 shows is the part where you were talking about that they're using lovable characters like Winnie the Pooh and turning
Oh,
them into
wow.
monsters.
I hated that. Yes.
So I sent you a monster video, a picture.
Yeah, I
Dawn and
showed
I.
it. I showed it
Is
on
that what that
stream.
was?
Yeah, she showed it.
Dawn doesn't even know what's going on. She's like,
That's
oh,
okay.
nice. She don't even know what the hell's going on.
You guys
I
don't
saw-
have to know.
I saw the monster thing. I listened to the morning show on Thursday with the crew in here, with Andrew, and they had the
think it was,
unicorn
like,
here, which I thought
Friday.
was fantastic. That was Friday,
Yeah.
which was great. Graduation was really early. I had to be at graduation at 8:30 in the morning. So I didn't get to see the morning show because I was at graduation. And there was another graduation yesterday, so didn't get much
How
sleep.
many graduations?
There were 2.
My
So she
goodness.
had her master's graduation where she walked on Friday morning, which was lovely. And then Sunday on the mall, GW, George Washington University, is the only university that is allowed to graduate on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. So she's like, how do I not go? They didn't call anyone. They gave
just
the doctorate.
sat
They
'em.
conferred the doctorates, but everyone from bachelor's all the way to law school to doctors to master's candidates had the opportunity to be on the mall.
How many people were on there? 10,000?
Oh my
Easy.
God.
Easy.
So let me get this right. Did Trumpy show up? I heard Trumpy was in the house.
No, because there were major protests on the other side of the mall that apparently he was coming in virtually on that one. I don't know. Didn't see it. They kept everything separate. But I must say they did a spectacular job organizing this commencement on the mall. I've never seen, you talk of production. I mean, they took the National Mall and they laid a floor for people to walk on, and bathrooms, and had to be 10,000 chairs, and a stage, and a PA system.
There was 10,000 chairs?
Had to be.
Wow.
And the National Guard, they increased. So there was security everywhere. DC has more National Guard than I've ever seen when I go to visit.
Well, you know he brought them in from all over and what have you.
So they've been there, but I didn't always see as much of a presence, even walking the streets, as I saw this
No
weekend.
problems at all?
No, even one of the corners that's usually a little questionable was cleaned up over the weekend.
Uh-huh. They cleaned up Washington,
They
D.C.
cleaned up Washington, D.C. It's a beautiful city. So she had her second graduation yesterday, and she wanted to take pictures at the Jefferson Memorial by 8:30. So we were up early doing all the things. But
Yeah,
she
I saw
did
the
them.
pictures.
You saw the pictures
Yeah,
that
you
she
posted. Yeah, everybody. I send them out to everybody.
So that she posted. So I'm really proud of her. She was fantastic. She
Good
did-
job, Chelsea.
So I'm really, really proud. She did what she set out to do. And the head of MS Now, which was formerly MSNBC, Ms. Cutler, was the speaker yesterday. And she talked about how she was a student at GW and she never even went to her commencement. And she took the opportunity. She found out in her class that Cokie Roberts' husband was her professor. So she knew that if she stayed in that class and she gave it her all, she could potentially get an internship with Cokie Roberts. And she did. And from that, she grew and grew. And her message was, don't wait for opportunity to find you. Go seek the opportunity. Because if you wait to be ready and you wait for that opportunity to find you, you will continue to be waiting. So go out, make your own opportunities, and seek what you want, and just go for it.
So send your job resume to her, and let's see what she does with it.
Take your opportunity. Yeah. Like, don't wait for it.
Yeah,
it
send
was
her resume.
It was pretty incredible. There had to be 10,000 people there. It was amazing.
When did you graduate? Last year?
December.
December?
Mm-hmm.
Did you walk?
No, I didn't go. I went to Europe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's a good trade-off.
Yeah, I think so. I went to my Broward graduation for my associates.
Oh, so you took associates and you took undergrad?
Yeah.
So you did 4 years or 6?
I did 2 and 2.
Okay.
Mhm.
Impressive. She didn't walk.
She didn't walk. A lot of people don't. You did.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
How did you feel?
Good.
Has it sunk in yet
Good.
that you no longer are a college student?
Yeah.
does?
Yeah.
For me, it took a while that I wasn't going to NYU. I wasn't taking the HR. I got up like I was going to school, and my sister said, "Why are you getting up, dummy?" And I says, "I don't know why."
But they talked about that. They talked about how you're so used to structure and where you have to be in college. And then when you're done, all of a sudden that structure is gone. And now you have to create your own structure. You have to create what you want, which was really interesting.
Scary?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, lately my weeks have been kind of packed and busy because I've been going through interviews, taking on like little jobs here and there, like to get, I guess, my foot in the door. And so my schedule is like a mess right now.
What's a little job?
Like, someone reached out to me to edit like an episode of a podcast for them, and I did and made like some money off of it.
Okay.
It's like freelancing kind of type stuff, but yeah. So it's been busy.
That's good.
I never had the opportunity to do that.
Freelance?
That's good,
Freelance.
Oh.
Yeah.
Little stuff here and there,
Mhm.
it adds up. You never know when that little stuff is going to.
Exactly.
Patience, as they say.
Yes.
Not easy.
Mm-mm.
Not easy. But she did great, so I'm really proud of her. Super exhausted.
Good job.
Super proud of her.
Now what? She's going to stay in Washington, I'm
She's
assuming.
going to stay in Washington. She created an art therapy program for a school that she works at. She works at a private school in D.C., and she is going to be their first art therapist that they've ever had. And they were established in the 60s, so they've never had art therapy before. And they've got all the other therapies for the kids. So she's going to be their first art therapist.
This room, this entire building that we're in is art therapy, isn't it? Would she consider this art therapist?
No, art therapy is more like process. You know, how people go to a therapist and there's talk therapy, you go to a psychologist. This is art therapy, so it's processing your emotions through art.
You see that guy over there?
Yes.
Who is that? Come on.
Don't know.
Beatles?
Ringo.
Not Ringo, not Paul.
George?
That's right. That's George.
Okay.
Every day for the last 7 years, I've looked at that picture, and George talks to me.
Mm.
So how can you say this is not art therapy? That's a
It
pencil
might have been
drawing.
art therapy for Jay, but for us, we get to see it. We get
What
to.
about for me?
I don't know. Maybe it is.
If it wasn't for this guy, I would have strangled myself already with the craziness you bring. He keeps me normal.
So super proud of her, and I got to meet her professors on Friday because there was graduation, and then you went to the school to meet the professors. Had like a cocktail party and type of stuff.
A parent
which was
teacher
really
conference.
Nice. Kind of, and I was like, "Wow, I love your professors. They could be my friends." She's like, "Yeah, I know."
Parent teacher. Wow. Don't know what
But it
that
was
means,
really
but
nice to see because we just got to talk, and you know what my background is, so be able to talk about it with her professors because they work with. So one of them has a foster center, and they all do great things with kids.
Okay.
All doing great things with kids.
I
Because
can't-
kids are our next generation.
I can't believe
guys are
you
the
don't
next
consider this
generation.
a.
art therapy.
Yep.
Not by definition.
I'm a
of
little
art
disappointed
Therapy.
in
Why?
because I think it is art therapy. I think that when people
I
come
think
in,
what
they feel the
Max
vibe.
does in here on Mondays is art therapy, where she's weaving her things and she's making pictures and she's doing things like processing her mind through art and through creativity is really what art therapy is. Does that make sense?
No.
No. Okay. Anyway, do you guys have a nice weekend?
I worked.
Publix is crazy. Getting ready
It
for
was
barbecue
so
season on
busy.
Monday.
Yeah, it was very busy.
Well, it's going to be
yesterday.
busy this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Busier than ever.
This
You know
weekend.
why?
Memorial
The
Day.
NBA basketball finals begin
Oh,
tonight.
is your team playing?
My team plays tomorrow.
Who's in the playoffs?
The Cavaliers of Cleveland beat the number one team in the nation, the Detroit Pistons. They destroyed them yesterday. So it's going to be the Knicks and the Cavs tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Don't miss it. I don't have ESPN. I am so bummed. That, I just got to go find another way.
Yeah.
You always do.
I have Disney Plus.
Yeah, do you have Disney
That's
Plus?
what I need, Disney Plus.
I'm sure there's a 7-day free trial on something.
No. It's
Gio can help you.
$24.99 a month.
So do it for a month.
You can't do it for a month.
Sure you can.
They take a 6-month contract.
Did you look?
Yeah.
Wow.
I have another way.
That's crazy.
I have two other ways. The question is, how deep do I want to get involved? Because I got two ways of doing it.
Yeah.
But you're going to be busy because everybody's having basketball parties, like the Super Bowls. But these are 7 games, so it starts tonight. San Antonio's playing OKC. And OKC's got to be the favorite because they're last year's champions. And people are going to bring in food. When I was at Costco for a Super Bowl party, I went to buy food. And I had 2 carts. And I told people, oh, is that your Super Bowl party material? Nobody knew what a Super Bowl party was in Costco. Nobody knew. I'm like, you don't know what a Super Bowl... This is going back about 7 years ago. Nope, you don't know what a Super Bowl party is? No. And I had 18 people around me telling me to get the meats and this. And it was... Linda was dying. She's like, what are you doing? I
You
said,
sound
"I'm
like you were
holding
cold.
court."
Are you just cold?
Yes.
You got sick?
I went to the beach. I went to the pool. Man, for those 2 days, I was swimming in relaxation.
Oh, and then remember the 2 weeks you took off last year?
And then I was just...
He took off 1 week. I said, don't do that again. He's like, I have to tell you, I'm leaving again. And he left again for another week.
there are things I got to do.
See? So don't say I've never taken 2 days off.
I haven't, but you were more surprised about it. I didn't say that to you. I said, I hope you have a great time. You come back well, right? But it was in good hands. Sophia, I spoke to Sophia.
I
She
know
said,
that was in great hands. You had Sophia, you had Andrew.
Gato, you
I
had
mean,
Heather. Heather was wondering why we were open. You should have sent her home. Anybody wanted to send them home.
exactly. Things to do.
Yeah, and I forgot that Brooklyn wasn't here on Friday.
She's here Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays now.
I know. I forgot that she wasn't here Friday. I said, you got Brooklyn? No, you don't.
What's the job market like?
Bad right now. It's really bad.
Is it?
Yeah. I've been talking to other people too, and they're saying the same thing. It's just really hard to get in contact with people or for people to respond to you, to even agree to an interview. And you get that one interview and then there's 2 other interviews after that, and then they want you to do a test thing to see if
There's too many people for
there's too
one
many
seat.
steps.
Yeah.
There's too many steps, and there's too many people that don't want to do the steps. And so it's kind
Just
of hard.
remember one thing: don't talk to people about your business. Don't talk about people. Don't talk to people in the business. Just don't do it, because what's happening is that levels of competence, not incompetence, but level of competence is what's going to get it done. And sometimes you talk to people that unfortunately don't have your vision, for lack of a better word, your vision to the understanding of what this business is about. So don't go by that. You just have to sniff the right opportunity, and it will happen. Trust me when I tell you that. When you least expect it, it will happen.
I think we need to create the opportunities for you guys. I think we need to, since summer's a little bit of a change of pace, we should take that time for you to create the opportunities that you want while you're in the studio. Because working for the man, you got to wait for the man. If you can work for yourself, then you can have the best of both worlds. You can kind of do both.
Yeah, but it's the same.
Create your opportunity.
It's the same difference. If you work for yourself, you got to go get the business.
Yeah,
It's
but you're
what we
not,
do every day.
Yeah, but she's already going out and getting business.
Well, she's freelancing.
which is pretty cool.
I do
It is.
also want to make content for my YouTube channel. I just never really got the chance to.
Yeah, you do stuff like that too.
You have to
I've been-
market what you're trying to sell. And you have to be a voice person. And you have to, not a voiceover, a voice person. You have to voice what it is you want your market to sell.
He's got 2 mics going over there.
And it's just
I
that-
just noticed that.
But it's kind of cool. How was your weekend? How was this? Did you swap?
No swap. It
No
was
swap.
raining, so we didn't go. I
So what you doing?
stayed with my sister in Miami, and
cool.
obviously I got my hair done.
It's nice.
Thank you.
And frosted. Look at you.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's nice. So I go to graduation, and 10,000 people, and it's cloud cover, which is great because it was supposed to be in like
Little
the
warm?
90s. Supposed to be. It started Thursday. I was in 2 coats, and by yesterday it was warm.
2 coats.
It was so cold Thursday. I had on a long sleeve shirt, a sweatshirt, and then Chelsea gave me her pea coat. It was freezing Thursday night. It was like in the 40s. Friday was pretty chilly. Then it warmed up, so you're like, how could it? So luckily there was cloud cover. So we get our seats. It starts to rain. So you wait. It starts to rain a little bit harder. And Aaron looks at me and goes, Mom, those trees, if you want to sit under a tree, we got to go now. So we go and move to the trees. And everyone's sitting in the rain, sitting under the trees, which was amazing to be sitting under the trees, kind of standing under the trees. Then the rain stops, and I went out, and the sun comes out. I go, nope, got to go back under the trees. So they had these big boxes, so they had all these fans in because it's supposed to be so hot. And there's a box sitting next to her lady. I said, can I have that box? She's like, okay. My son got it for me, but I'm not using it. So I take the cardboard box. Aaron opens it for me. We go back under the trees, and I sit on the box because I had a little dress on. That box, let me tell you, you know, they say one man's trash is another man's treasure. That box, I could have sold that box for so much money. So I sat on the box because then as the sun came out, it was hot, and then everyone started going under the trees. It was like ODG, under the tree. But I had this great spot under the tree on the box. So I was sitting there. And then finally, an hour later, Aaron goes and gets me chairs when April and Leah got there. And this
Where did he go get chairs?
where all the chairs were. He started moving chairs under the trees.
So why didn't he get the chairs an hour before?
Because there were people sitting in them. So people started migrating under the trees. So then he went and got me a chair. And these 2 ladies go, can I have your box? I'm like, see? One man's box. Someone else goes, well, one man's box is somebody else's home.
How big was this freaking tree?
It was, well, so think about this. Think about where our founding fathers founded our nation's capital.
That's the original tree?
Those are the original trees on the mall. So think how big these trees are. So think about how these trees brought shelter and how these trees protected people and how these trees did so many great things. The stories that these trees could tell that I got to sit under.
Were they
The
nicely
trees.
formed? And
Yeah, the trees on the National Mall. The trees provided shade just like the giving tree, just like they were supposed to do. So it's pretty amazing to sit. If you actually sit and think about where you're sitting and the stories that are there and how our fathers
She's
fought.
tripping, you know that, right?
And how think about all the armies that came and fought for the land that we
Did
were
you
there
find a
in.
bullet or something?
No, but I was under the trees, and the trees tell stories.
There's a tree out
Everything
here.
about hugging a tree, you know, they say hugging a tree lowers your serotonin, or sitting in nature. I literally got to sit
Is
under
this what
the
happens?
tree.
So you've been
Yes.
hugging trees? This
I
is
got
the
to
change?
sit under the tree.
She's losing
that
it, you know that.
She's a
right?
tree
Think how many
hugger.
people it
Barefoot
protected.
on grass, it could get rid of the radiation from Wi-Fi like to the ground.
True that.
Like,
You're
if you ever
supposed to.
stop and think where you are, to appreciate the nature that is provided, to think about the people that fought for our freedom and our democracy. There were 2 banners on one of the buildings. I was like, really? But anyway, we won't talk about those.
What we'll do is we'll take the white chairs
Yeah.
and we'll surround the tree outside,
Okay.
and everybody takes off their shoes, and we'll have a meeting,
A grounding meeting.
a grounding
Grounding
meeting.
meeting.
We'll do that.
Think
Just
about
to
that.
celebrate your welcome home.
Do you ever think about those things?
No.
When you go to the beach, you think about nature, what happened, how it formed.
No, I see scum on the beach. That scum, scrounge, whatever they call that.
Seaweed?
Seaweed. There
Yeah.
was a lot
Yeah,
of
there's a
seaweed
name
out last
about it.
weekend when I went to the beach.
And then it says, "Oh, it's all going away." I look. I said, "Going away where?" I said, "Okay, I'm gonna stay here. I'm just gonna look at it."
Last Mother's Day weekend at the beach, there was seaweed everywhere. It was crazy.
It's that way. So the last 3 years we've had this problem.
It was crazy.
It is.
But you just got to think about. So that was my story of the box. Made me think of you in the swap. One man's trash. Things
you
that
sit
you're
on the
getting rid
box
of.
at the swap.
But
No, we
who
have
cheaply
chairs.
sells other people's things, right? When
Yes.
people don't want it,
Yeah.
that's treasure to somebody else. Like they've been looking for it
Mm-hmm.
at a deal.
I see you've been hugging trees.
I was watching something this morning about finding your identity through clothes. There's so many things to get rid of the things that no longer serve you.
Are you noticing a pattern here?
Appreciation,
No,
gratitude.
How about appreciation and gratitude?
She's like somewhere else. She's like
in the
okay.
trees, maybe.
You're flying.
Yeah, she's in the sky. She's a fairy.
Oh God.
I actually got to sit in the trees with the fairies, which was pretty
so happy.
cool.
And your sister, her wife went.
My
they
sister,
have a good time.
April and Leah went. They had a great time. Had a little mishap, but she's
okay?
taken care of. She's okay.
All right.
Got to do some things here. Washington has unbelievable food.
Is Chuck's to eat?
Don't
I need to know.
even.
How much did he eat?
The amount of food that was consumed.
And your son also, right?
Yes.
The two of them.
Yes.
They're like the Ghostbuster.
But the funny thing about my son is he doesn't eat breakfast, and he pushes it until lunchtime. And then all bets are off on what it is.
Oh, he doesn't wait till dinner?
No.
Ah, that's not a big deal.
No. But there's Union Market. There's so many great things that they're redoing in D.C. Some of the things that have been there for so long that need like
So what
a
was
facelift.
some of the foods like? What were you eating?
What did we do? Went to Union Market. A lot of drinking. Tried a lot of new things. It's a Hugo Spritz. Ever heard of Saint Germain? I had never heard of. You've heard of it? Never heard of it.
Why?
Why? I just never had. So Saint Germain, Prosecco, Club Soda. That was kind of like my go-to, called Hugo Spritz. But you know me and Prosecco, so.
Oh, you were dancing on tables.
Not really. But the food in D.C. is fantastic. That I have to tell you. I was thinking if someone had graduated here, where would you go? Like if you had to spend a weekend and took your family to food, lunch and dinner, breakfast
Well,
for
where
4
did you
days,
go?
where would you go?
We went to Benihana.
Oh, that's cool. Was it good?
I didn't even think about it.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Oh, the one out west?
Yeah, that's the one.
Or
to
in Fort
Gio.
Lauderdale?
No, the one in Boca.
How was it?
It was good. It was nice.
You
It was
got through
just
the egg in his hat.
no, but he did like the little rice heart.
Oh, that's cute.
But yeah, it was nice, and they gave me an ice cream to celebrate my graduation, which is nice.
That was really sweet.
Yeah.
Forgot all about Benihana's.
But people were super nice. They were giving Chelsea champagne at every dinner, and one of the restaurants even gave her a little present, which was really sweet. Really supportive. Really nice people.
I went to Texas Roadhouse, and they are celebrating graduates. Every restaurant is celebrating graduates. So if you walk in with your hat, you get something on them. I don't know if it's a meal or
nice.
whatever. So I met the boys up at
How was
Texas
that?
Roadhouse. They all gave me a hug and said, "Hey, it's been too long. You got to bring up the crew." Boop, boop. It was great. I got to see all that energy. It was alive. And of course, I didn't have to wait. It went straight to a table. And then it got packed.
Nice.
And it was, he says, thank God. He too is saying that the help is changed. A lot of people that have been there for 10 years left.
Where'd they go?
I don't know. He says they all went on to other things. It looks like it's expensive to get there and with that. And so he's had to bring in new crews. And he says, you got to go with the punches.
It's not easy. So this year is, I didn't realize this, the 250th birthday of the United States. So do you know what Washington, D.C. is going to be like? It's going to be insane, but the fireworks should be beautiful. 250 years. It's pretty
July
amazing
4th.
if you think about
Where
that.
are you going to spend July 4th to
Here.
watch it?
Here. Watch it.
Here?
My backyard.
Is that where you're going? No, I
Oh,
go to the
God.
beach on Atlantic Avenue.
I know you do. I think I'm going to hang low. How about you guys?
I'm gonna.
I know. July 4th feels kind of far away because
How do
Memorial Day.
how do you celebrate it? July 4th.
Barbecue?
At your house?
Yeah, we have a pool. So we just
Uh,
hang out by the pool.
At a park near where I live, they have this big festival event where they have food trucks, bounce houses, tents from certain communities, and inside their little gymnasium, they have a bingo game there too. So I just
You
like
ever
to
go play
there.
bingo on July 4th?
I like bingo.
And July 4th?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they had the fireworks when it gets dark.
Okay.
Hard to believe 250 years, right?
Why?
And it's still considered a teenager compared to all the other.
Think about
countries.
that.
It's a young country.
So one of Chelsea's professors was telling me that George Washington University, in his will, he left shares of his crops to start the university. But by the time they got around to it, the shares were virtually worthless. So it took a little bit more time to start the university. But that is why it's in front of the Washington Monument. That graduation is there.
George Washington had a house in Yonkers, New York.
The George Washington, the president, or another George Washington?
No, George Washington, the
I
president.
thought you were going to tell me, like, your
So-
friend is, I don't know.
So Michelle's mother lived right by it.
Yeah.
And, of course, you know, it's a national monument. So they keep it up, you know, no matter what the property values are, they only go in one direction in that area. That's why her house was so valuable. I didn't know this until they sold the house and they got what they got for
You
it.
think he really had wooden teeth?
Yeah.
Actually, it's not wooden teeth. It's actually the teeth of other animals.
Ooh.
Is that what he had?
Mm.
How do you know that?
And
I had heard that
I saw that
yesterday.
in a video.
I had heard that it wasn't really wooden teeth. They changed the storyline, and I didn't understand why they would change the storyline. Do you know why?
Not really. I just know that that is not really wooden teeth. It's teeth of other animals that they tried to fit in, but it didn't really look good. So that's why they said to keep his mouth closed. Because, you know, it's like having the most crooked teeth arranged ever.
I wonder what kind of person George Washington was. Was he a nice guy? You know, he hang out? Was he like, would he stick up his nose or something? I mean, what kind of person
But think about it.
was G.W.?
The founding fathers of our great nation. You see
Yeah,
the
those
change.
guys
You see
weren't
the
too
change
cool.
that has been.
They weren't too cool,
Why?
I'll tell you, because they were rebels. They were, you know, they were down with the government type of people. You were oppressed. They came over. They started something new. They didn't know. They were a bunch of gangsters. These guys were gangsters. They had colors. They had all sorts of signals.
Well, they had to fight for what they believed in: democracy and freedom of speech and freedom of all these things and freedom of
I think
opportunity.
they were fighting because they
And
were
think about that.
oppressed. You know, when you get oppressed, you want the opposite. So freedom all over the place.
But if you're oppressed and it's unfair, then fight for what you
Yeah,
believe
but then
in.
they had slaves. So you know, how can you say it's unfair one thing and fair for another?
Yeah, the South definitely
Well,
is.
I
a
mean,
different
the bottom line
situation.
here is the guys that came over were a bunch of hood rats. And they decided to put a constitution together and go to war. They were going to rumble to get their independence.
I don't know. All I know is that they protected from the heat yesterday. They protected from the rain yesterday. When you looked up, you could see this whole haze of clouds, and you just
Yeah.
knew they're all watching over, saying,
See,
"You know what? This
you
is
love the
great."
gangs. That's what I'm telling you. That whole gangster thing.
You know, you got to be proud of the country that we live in. I know administration, some people like it, some people don't, and there's change, and nothing's perfect. But we do live in a great country filled with
It
opportunity.
is. The only thing I don't like is if the country says let's do this, then don't do that. That's the thing I have a problem with. If they voted you in because of this, then do this. If you voted in because of this and you do that, then you're going against what you said you're going to do.
That's the nature of certain people. But when you travel and you see how nice, I mean, the people in Washington were so nice. Every Uber driver, everyone, every server at a restaurant. We had the heaters on at one restaurant, and then it got hot, and they had to turn the heaters off, and they had to turn it back on. It's like the wind came, you had to turn the heaters back on. That's what a difference of change in temperature it was, having the heaters on outside. But everyone was really nice. So it's a huge service industry, and I think, are people that nice here
No.
in the service industry? And I don't think Florida is. At least not South Florida where we are.
I don't think so either. I don't think, because I've been other places too where they're like really nice. Over here is not the same.
Well, let me ask you: are there more Floridians in Florida or more Northerners in Florida
There's a lot more northerners.
than Floridians?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's the reason why it's so, how do you say, not even keeled.
Yeah.
Because there's so much change.
That's
People
true.
leave and come and leave. They don't have any roots.
But DC is a huge melting pot. I mean, every Uber driver we had, none of them were from the United States originally.
Originally, what did you question every Uber driver
You
you
didn't
took?
have to. You just knew based on
Doesn't mean they weren't from here.
their accents, they were not even from the United States.
Well, maybe they were. They just didn't speak good English.
No.
When I was from here, I didn't speak good English.
Okay. But everyone was incredibly nice, and people still come to Washington. They still come to this country for opportunity, even more than where they are.
That's right. But that's true about a lot of countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
They're,
think?
yeah,
You
they're
think people go to France for opportunity?
of course,
People in England
Yeah.
for opportunity?
of course.
Yeah, for
They
sure.
do.
So they
the
should
thing
be
is,
nice, right?
no, the thing is that the United States used to make it easy to come in here and set up shop. And now, because this administration believes that if you don't do it legally, that you shouldn't be here. But you go to different countries. When you go to Europe, you got to have like 5 different passports because they're so together. It's
No.
like New York and New Jersey.
What?
You don't actually, because the EU is together now.
Unless you're with the EU until that came
Yeah.
along. But you know, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, in Europe, you would be entering different countries.
You just need an American passport.
Yeah.
But when you lived in Europe, back before the EU came along, you had to have a passport for each country,
A visa, you mean?
like a visa.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you couldn't go in and out of the country. They wanted to keep tabs of who was doing what where.
You ever leave the country, Abdullah?
Did I ever been outside the U.S. only like once or twice as a kid? Like, you know, when I was in like when my parents like went to Syria, like before the civil war started there. So yeah,
I was gonna ask, what do you need to get in there? Just your U.S. passport? Do you know?
I mean the thing is about but again. I mean, considering the new government, I imagine like it's probably a lot easier to get into it now because you have a government now friendly to that's government that's not pro-American. So I imagine it's probably a bit easy.
But why would anybody go to Syria? Isn't like Syria in a war zone?
I
You
mean,
said
the
before
Civil
the
War
war.
just barely ended. Like, this year when the new guy, Ahmed al-Shara, when he just took over the Kurdish controlled areas where like now.
So there's no civil war now?
I mean, there's still conflict because because of a certain neighbor keeps bombing them, even though like Assad is gone. So like I'm not gonna name the country because but I think but let's just I'm not gonna name, but yeah,
The Middle
it's
East
still
is
conflict.
just-
It's
There's still conflict?
There's the Middle East just in general. There's
yeah
conflict,
because
yeah.
Well, there's conflict everywhere. But I was just wondering, Syria, if you wanted to go and visit the homeland, you couldn't even do that right now because of all the civil war that's going on in there. These people.
Even though the Civil War is like now, but everything is like all destroyed. It needs to be rebuilt, and it's also the fact all the Syrian refugees they need to be like returned because remember that was like a huge issue for like Europe, like 800,000 refugees went to Europe and it caused quite some problems that a lot of Europeans did not like them. Like just recently, the new president of Syria, like he literally went to Germany and he literally told under 3 years all the Syrians who went to Germany that we will all return them. All the ones in like Turkey have already returned to Syria and because all these countries were like strangers like so many of them so. Yeah, so
I mean, think about that. You celebrate 250 years, not a perfect democracy, not even close, but you still have a country that is held together. Sometimes with Scotch tape, but it's still held together. How long was the Roman Empire?
that's like
About the same.
the Roman
250 years?
That's why they say that empires are like around the same time.
I mean,
that
the
end
thing
around
about the
same
Romans,
time.
they lasted like it depends. Like, are we counting the Byzantines or no? Because because here's the thing: if we're counting the Byzantines, the Romans like literally lasted for like over like 1,000 years, like 1,600 years.
Yeah, but I don't think they count the Byzantines.
But even if we don't count the Byzantines, like the original classical Roman Empire as we know, it's like it still was around for like 800 years.
800,
okay.
wow.
Yeah, the Roman Empire was another dynasty. They show.
But
the
don't you
country.
think people want democracy? Don't you think people want
No.
representation and fairness,
not
not
necessarily.
dictatorship?
Not
I
necessarily.
mean, to be honest, it depends. There's situations where like this may sound like where like dictatorships might be functional because like for example, China is like even though they're a a one-party state, but like they're already like surpassing the U.S., already catching up to the United States in many ways. All what the CCP has to do is just keep the economy good, and no one will question them.
Yeah, but that isn't because of dictatorship. That's
It is
because
actually.
the people of China just happen to be much more advanced. They go to school longer. They have a different philosophy of life. They treat themselves better, and there's manipulation of the system. If you can't tell me that if China wasn't, I don't know, a different type of government, that the people would change. I don't think it would change. I think they're very good athletes. I think that they have outside of the box thinking. I mean, they have these robots walking around now playing soccer, and they fall on their face, but they do things. They're a doer country.
They have
do
a lot of people too.
You know,
But compare India
lot of
and
people.
China.
like India,
So-
like what I said, India actually kind of, in my point, kind of exposes like some of the many issues of like democracy. Like, you know, both India and China, they both have like very kind of similar histories. They both have like, you know, they were once great Asian civilizations. Then they got wrecked by, you know, European powers. You know, China had this century of humiliation, and India was colonized by the British. And then and after like, you know, the world war, they had to go out. But yet somehow China comes off way better than India, because you know why? It's because China having like a very centralized government, they can like, you know, brute for or things. Well, India, they kind of have like a democracy, and it has to like, you know, balance everybody's interests, and some that's just ineffective. In China, like having a centralized, you know, system, you could like you know, you to plan things in the long term. China, you could think like you know, like 20 years ahead. While the problem of a democracy, like you can only think within the term. And whoever is going to succeed you might undo whatever you want, because
Yeah, but in
That's
China,
true.
you can't even argue that the government is doing something wrong. Peking Square, where they killed 4,000 people. I mean, you go up there and you say something negative.
Tiananmen Square.
Yeah.
That one.
that's Tiananmen. Yeah, it's Tiananmen.
Yeah.
Peking Tiananmen. You know what I mean? It's the square. You go up there, you say the wrong.
Peking duck.
You
but-
say the wrong thing about the government, and they liquefy you. And that's not a government for the people.
I know. I'm just thinking about this country. 250 years sounds like the blink of an eye, right? Just a few generations.
It's still a puppy.
Like you said, he's Fonzie sleeping.
Hey,
You
yeah,
good,
Fonzie,
Fonzie?
we noticed you.
You okay?
And
Long weekend?
yeah,
What'd you do?
work.
How's Target going? Busy?
I'd say it's pretty busy.
I can imagine.
Sorry.
Target used to be my go-to. And then I realized I spent way more money than I should. So I stopped going. Costco too.
You'd be surprised at how cheap it is compared to other stores.
Yeah.
Compared to other stores.
What
yes.
other store?
Publix, Walmart.
Yeah.
So I think a gremlin got in my phone on Wednesday night on Amazon and sent things to my daughter's apartment. Because I literally went on to order some makeup that I ran out of. I didn't have the chance to go to the pharmacy before I left on Thursday. And then I wake up Thursday morning and all these things that were in my cart are on their way to her. So I said to her, I go, "Did you order the same things I ordered? Did you order things last night?" She says, "No." And all these packages came to her of all these toiletries that I didn't order. I didn't think I ordered. She goes, "Here's another package and another package and another package." So I don't know, once I went to bed, how those things got sent to her.
I know.
How?
You said send it.
I didn't though. I only
you
sent
did.
one thing.
No,
and three
no.
things went. She got all these packages, and it was like supplements and razors and
No, no.
vitamins.
I don't
and
believe that.
she's like, "Mom,
You
these
do
are for
know
you."
you could move. You could change the address because in case you. Put
No,
it
no,
on.
no, no, no. You
But
don't
the
know
funny
Dawn
thing
in
is,
Amazon.
it knew to go to DC where I was, so it found me.
I found it.
It found me, and I didn't do it. And I don't know
No,
how
you
it
didn't do
found
it.
me.
You remind me of everybody in jail that I used to go and.
I don't know how it found me, because then this morning I went back on Amazon and all
And
the
there
things
they
in my
were.
cart were still in
And
my
there-
cart. So I don't know how other things got sent there. I thought, wow, she uses the same supplements I do. That's interesting. No,
So you ordered them in your sleep.
I guess.
You went,
Isn't that funny though?
Amazon.
Ever wake up in the next
Yeah.
morning, you've ordered things that you didn't know you ordered?
No.
No.
It's just a me thing.
It's because we
My
haven't
family
hugged a
share the
tree.
Same account, so.
You gotta hug a tree.
Hug a tree, talk to the
And you
fairies.
get all this stuff.
And it gives you a fresh perspective. Like that box
Oh, you're
was a
hilarious.
well-coveted box.
You're hilarious.
It was a box.
Have you ever gotten something from Amazon and it was empty? Because that happened to me the other day.
What?
Yeah.
You got like an empty
My dad
box.
ordered something. Yeah. My dad ordered something on Amazon And it arrived at our house, and there was nothing in the package. And he texted me all angry. He's like, "What is this?" I was like, I didn't deliver it. But then, like, the process of getting it refunded or replaced was like ridiculous, because like instead of like returning the package, like there's nothing to return. So I had to like file a complaint of, well, there's nothing here. It's like, how do you
So send it
explain that?
back.
What, the empty package?
Yeah.
Just sound like missing item or something.
Yeah, I
They have a
did
missing
that.
item line.
Well, I had to like text them,
Yeah.
which instead of like pressing buttons, you know,
They send you back the package.
they sent me a new one. Yeah,
You actually have to talk to them.
yeah.
If you let Dawn do it, you get chairs for free. They say, you know what? Don't even send them back. We don't want them either.
But I'm glad we kept them. I was going to
Yeah.
give them away.
Oy.
I was all right. So what's up for today?
You know, we were talking about this,
About what?
about how
I give things away.
you guys don't look at the gold value of things that we have because you think they're not useful.
Fonzie,
Like those chairs.
Like what's in that basket underneath the desk there? The desk.
There's
Yeah.
There's a keyboard in there.
So there's a keyboard and what else?
A wire for camera, duct tape, and wait, what's this?
Another cable.
Another cable.
All right, we need that one. Let me see the wire for the camera. What kind of
That
wire?
one's busted. I
This one's
just,
the broken one?
yeah.
Okay, now why would we be
All right, let's
keeping...
throw it away.
Just
No,
in
don't throw it
case.
away. Hold on a second. Hold on. This is my point. You don't throw it away.
It's
Fonzie,
busted.
get it out. Get the wire out. Okay, let me get it. Throw it over here. All right, then let me tell you something about these. They sometimes work differently on different cameras.
Okay.
This is a big and small. So what I want to do before we throw it away is we're going to check all 4 other cameras to see if this will work. If at that point it is not working, then we throw it away.
Okay. What else is in there?
Just
Uh,
keyboard, duct tape, and this other wire.
Is
Oh,
there
wait, what's
is there
this?
anything like
Oh, look at that.
internally broken about that wire, or like?
It just didn't work one day.
And
so
what
I
does
just
that
put it
wire
in
do?
there.
Oh.
Is that a
Yeah.
headphone
It
wire?
looks like a microphone wire.
Yeah.
That's a mini.
Yeah, it's a quarter.
Is that a 1/4 inch with a 3/8?
Yeah.
See the small and the big of it? Now that wire is very valuable because that wire goes in the 3/8 slot that a lot of people don't have a wire for, with the ending being a 1/4 inch. So you can use big to small. So let's make sure that we know. We should take an inventory of the equipment we have in here, and we should go on top. Gio and I were having this conversation.
Oh my
He says, I
gosh.
bet you got 5,000 wires up there that you can use, but you keep ordering new.
People will honestly buy wires, even the broken ones.
Even broken
Yeah.
wires.
Yeah, it's something my dad told me. Something about,
The copper in it.
yeah, like, I remember when I was little, he would have like huge baskets of wires, and he would, in the afternoon, he would strip the wires and go to a recycling place.
Yep.
And he gets money from that.
My dad does that too.
Does your dad also take the gold out of phones and other?
No.
There's a guy
Not
I follow on
phones.
TikTok.
Yeah.
So he takes the phone apart
Mm-hmm.
and he gets like not even an ounce, maybe half an ounce of gold off each phone. He has thousands of phones, and at the end of the day, he has enough gold that he makes $2,000-3,000 a month.
wow.
Where's your gold in your phone?
All the ends of it, and all the ends of it. If you
Like the
open it up,
ports.
yeah, all the.
Anything that has to do with
Conduits.
sound, it would have gold in it.
It's a good conductor of stuff. But I'm shocked. And I was telling, and look at that, right away, on cue.
What can I tell you?
We got to see if it works before we throw it away.
All right, so now that we're rolling into summer, right? Weather, everything, we have some new strategies we have to start implementing, things to do.
Absolutely.
Right? The fundraiser was last week, and now we
Well,
can
I would
focus
like to
and
do
go full speed
mini
ahead.
fundraisers. Minis.
Okay. Can I regroup from the one from last week yet?
No. I don't want to do it the way you did it because that will drive me insane.
How do you want to do it?
Mini fundraisers. So we go, we have people make donations for different things, bring in some small vendors. Everybody pays $5 or $10. Not talking about the big to do. I'm talking about small little venues.
Okay.
Oh, offerings.
like offerings, like the church does every Sunday, right?
Yeah, that's called offerings.
Yeah, and having bring in entertainment so people could come, maybe do something like a park, like a concert in the park type of deal. Bring in a fake tree, you know.
Sit under the tree on a box.
And now you got me with this stupid tree in my head.
See? It makes you feel good.
No, I didn't say that.
It could totally make you feel good.
Listen, so if it makes other people feel good, I'm all for it.
Do you have the same mannerisms as your sister? Or
Yeah.
your mom or your dad?
Yeah, you do with your sister too.
I know they were talking about that
I see it all
at
the
lunch
time.
or dinner one night, and we were sitting there doing something, and Aaron says, "Oh my gosh, that is the freakiest thing! Like, stop doing that!" And we both went, "What?"
You and your sisters are exactly the same. I don't know about your brother, but you and your sister, exactly the same.
So I'm
the way you
wondering.
sit, the way you talk, your
Right?
hand movements, that right thing. Huh? She does
Isn't
the
that
same
funny though?
thing.
Because it's not like we learned it. It must be genetic. Because I don't like.
It's DNA.
So I asked, you guys have the same mannerisms as your siblings?
Likes math.
Are you the same as your siblings?
My mom would say we're all equally troublemakers, but
But do you feel you and
But
her?
like your siblings, does anyone go like this on their chin like you are? Do they have same
it's-
same mannerisms?
I think it's more like a habit I got. I'd say the one thing I feel like that we all got that's genetic is how we're really good at math, because like
but
before-
mannerisms, not
Oh,
specific.
mannerisms. Okay.
Yeah, not specific.
Like the way you hold your
subjects.
hands or the way you smile, your expression.
The way you sit, the way you look,
I guess
The way you
the
look.
way you laugh.
how we always wanted to be right in a conversation or a debate.
Well, that's another show. But that's
How about you,
interesting.
Abdullah? You and Bodhi are similar, right?
Yeah, me and my brother, yeah, we're similar. In terms of like just like mannerisms, I guess we I guess talk to ourselves sometimes, just like, you know, I guess that's like a manner. Isn't we have in common
I think that you've been around more people than he has in a working environment, and I notice that you have different tendencies than he does.
yeah, because, you know, my brother, you know, he doesn't have a job, so
He doesn't
Yeah.
know how to behave.
yeah, my brother's honestly, like, he's quite the argumentative, you know, one. Like when there was actually a time when, like, technically this is not my first time like working at it, but it's me. We used to, my brother, we used to work at like a Sunrise, elementary school for a while, because, you know, my sister, she just because, you know, that school was desperate for, like, you know, people to help in their after school program. My sister was like, you know, I might as well drag my brothers along, because, you know, she used to work there.
And
And
she's completely different. Your sister. From
yeah, the one that isn't married, and the one who's married is the lawyer, but like, the one who's like the not married one, like, she was at that school for, like, you know, like 9 years, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah, then like most people would have left by at most like 4 years, but for some reason, yeah, she ended it for 9 years, and me and my brother, we were there for our final 2 years there, so.
Mhm.
Yeah, and my brother was like, was quite the argumentative one, like,
You think
he doesn't
so?
like being told.
He's the argumentative.
I don't think anyone likes being told what to do.
Are you a lot like your sister?
I don't know. I don't think so.
She has that rapid eye movement too.
I have rapid eye movement.
Yeah,
I
What's
just
that
have my
mean?
head on a swivel.
that's what I mean.
Well,
You
that's,
have-
that's the way
you
we were
have
taught.
rapidness. You do things in a rapid motion. Do you know that I was hired as a tendency coach in football?
Really?
Which means that I had to learn everything that they did, the other players, what their tendencies were,
Yeah.
how their hands work,
Yeah.
how their looks and their eye motions are. So I used to go out and talk to the players, and then I used to go in the box and I had a whole list of tendencies. So when they used to call the plays, they used to ask me, is this going to work or not work? Do we go to his left? Do we go his right? Or do we go to his center? Do we go short? Do we go long? Do we speed up on the stop and go? So that was my job. That's what I used to do. I used to watch tendencies, like I'm looking at his. And it's really funny because you never forget tendencies. Every time we do business, I look at tendencies. This is why I can last longer doing a deal, and I don't get discouraged of which way it's going to go yet, because I'm reading tendencies. It's a bad habit, I guess.
What's the best tendency to have?
There is no best. The way it works is
What's the most optimal?
for a person, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, makes sense.
If you want to lead people, then having confidence is a tendency. How you display your words, how you talk to people, how you use your hands when you speak. That's why when I first met you, I thought there was something wrong. I said, why aren't you using your hands?
But I was watching my sister and I use our hands very similarly, which is funny.
Everything you do. And it's not only that. The walk, the talk, everything. She's just more rapid than you.
Yes.
She has this tendency of...
She's like a wind-up. You wind her up and she... Pew, and she
because
goes.
she's an attorney, so she's always playing offense.
Always.
You play more defense than she does. Did you know that Brooklyn talks with her eyes? Do you know that if you watch Brooklyn long enough, she will communicate with you with her eyes? She will tell you she's having a good time or a bad time. And I picked up on it on Tuesday night. She sat by herself in the back. And I says, what are you doing? Let's go. Remember?
Yeah, I do remember that.
She speaks loudly with her eyes. See, in this business, you have to learn to read people's tendencies because it will help you get to where you want to
I
go.
think bartenders also have that same skill.
I was a
Yeah, it's body
bartender for
language.
many years.
Or you call it body English.
Body English. I was a bartender many years.
Reading body language.
I used to own I went from bartending to owning the bars. It's a big difference between owning them and working at them. But there's a lot of stuff in here that guys use. I could tell Abdullah when he's watching movies. And then I said, what are you doing? And he gets all guilty. I'm doing nothing. That I'm not doing nothing means he's watching movies.
Well, yeah, because when he's sitting there laughing and smiling, you know he's watching a movie.
He's got to
Look
be
at his
watching
eyes.
something. Got to be watching something.
Try me now.
But that's human characteristic. That's what happens. Is that if you're working on something, sometimes while you wait that thing to develop, you do something
But
else.
the funny thing, it's nature versus nurture, and what that looks like. It's interesting.
See, with you, I already know when to get off the highway and when to stay on the highway. I've learned over the years that your tendencies have changed. You used to play only defense. Now, at least now you play more offense. Sometimes you'll say something to me, I go, well, that's different.
So it's time to get back out there, is what it is. We got through a lot of things, and now it's time to hone in on some other opportunities. But we got to go get them. It's summer. Now it's the time to go get them, to go out and network and find different opportunities.
And ask yourself, why would anybody want to entertain us? Why would anybody want us to do something for them? Ask yourself that question. And before you answer it, make sure you think about it.
Ready to wrap it up?
Let's do this.
All right. Have a great morning, everyone. Happy Monday. We'll see you later.
Don't be late. Thank you for listening to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. My mug is empty, and you know what that means.
I think it means it's time for a coffee refill.
As we prepare for other shows here at the Amp Media Production Studios.
Tune in for more fun and laughs at 12 o'clock for our afternoon show.
And remember to like, follow, and subscribe on our page.
Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe and be kind to each other.
And don't be late.